Welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast with your hosts, Mike and JB. Many thanks for listening in, liking, and subscribing. If you haven't done so, do us a favor and smash that like and subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't joined the Discord or Patreon, links in the description down below. A fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. Guarantee you won't be disappointed. And most importantly, it's absolutely free to join. JB, how you doing today, brother?
What's going on, everybody? First of all, I am starting this off with a massive apology to Mike. When we had the big collab on, Mike couldn't make it. He had COVID, he was sick, and I feel absolutely rotten because I forgot to shout him out, and I feel so bad about it. So, brother, I am sorry.
Dude, it's all good. It's all good.
I
was sad I missed that, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was very disappointed that I missed that one.
It was a very good podcast. I enjoyed that. We got to talk to the crypto boys, all in, fascinating guy. Yeah, that was a really good podcast. If you missed it, check it out, guys. Moving on, obviously I had a really good Christmas here. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously I hope everybody watching, listening, hope you guys all had a good Christmas. Mike, hope you had a good Christmas. I hope you're feeling better. So you know what's going on with you, mate?
Well, still have COVID. I now that I'm looking at myself on camera, I do not look very healthy on camera. Christmas was different. You know, my girlfriend and son were not here on Christmas because Christmas was day 3 in COVID for me, and they just got over COVID. So, anyways, we're going to do Christmas when they come back from where they went. They went to visit family. So we're going to do Christmas when they come back. Luckily, he's young enough. That he doesn't have any idea what's going on. So, but anyways, how was Christmas good for you? Yeah,
it was very good. Ours was very family oriented. I think obviously most people's are. We went to my wife's mother's for during the day, and then went to a ginormous family at night time. It was chaotic, but yeah, it was good all around. Good Christmas.
That's good. Yeah, the markets just opened up this morning. I have a new setup, so everything is different. I have a big screen on this side. I have a big screen here, and my camera's here. So I'm trying to get my bearings still. But I was gonna go pull up. Yeah, the markets this morning, the markets looked like they wanted to be green, and now they're flipping red right now. So when this goes out, obviously, I think this is gonna go out on Friday. So whatever we talk about in the markets really doesn't matter today. I think everybody's still in the same boat. I think we still think things got to go down. There's a couple scares overnight with North Korea and South Korea. There's some other stuff going on in the world that's just not looking very pretty. Not looking pretty at all.
It's a horrible outlook we've got right now. We've got wars going on, potential wars still to come. Let's not get into a dark podcast today. Let's keep it nice and cheery.
Yeah, we'll keep it nice and cheery. So JB, let's talk about your experience with the podcast this year. Kind of, I don't know. I guess what are we calling this podcast? Kind of a look back, or like, didn't y'all just do that?
I think it's just for you and I, just to shoot the shit a little here. We've kind of been blessed with what we've got in front of us right now. I mean, sure. I said it the other day. It's like 6 months ago, a year ago, I never envisioned being on a bloody podcast. You know what I mean? This is totally out my depth. If you see me on the very first podcast, beetroot red, don't have a clue what I was doing. I fell into the groove now. Obviously, we'll have to thank Nick and Chris here. I mean, these guys will give us a humongous platform right here. Jumping on, just talking about what's going on, just talking about what we're interested in, venting sometimes, just talking things over. It's fun. We thoroughly enjoy everything we're doing here. We're hoping you guys watching and listening, we hope you're enjoying it all as well. We've seen the views spike up massively. So, we must be doing something right here. The feedback we're getting back, also on top of that, has been really great. Off the back of this, we've now got another few projects ongoing. We've got a couple of things in the pipeline that are looking good. The gaming channel, that's ready to take off. You guys don't even know what's been going on in the background, the work that's going on to try and make this work. We've all splashed out here. We've had to buy new setups. Mike's talked about his massive setup. I've went and bought a new setup as well. So, I hope you guys really see how hard we're pushing this to make this work, because we believe this is the next step for Cheeky Crypto. This is going to be engagement for us as a team, the community, the public, other influencers. This is just going to bring everything together, doing something fun that's different to staring at the charts, talking about news, just you know, maybe is this the next iteration of the crypto space? Are we starting something new here that's never been done before? It's been so challenging to get to where we are right now. We think we're at the end of the issues that we had, pulling everybody into the same place. So that's just one thing that's going on. There's obviously so much going on in the background. You guys will obviously be made aware of that in due course. But yeah, just to bring it back to being on the podcast, you know, it's refreshing to be on here, just enjoying myself, getting over the first hurdle of actually being on here, you know. Yeah, all in, it's been a great experience. Taking over for the guys that were on before, do you know, I found it hard to move into this space. You know, it's totally like my comfort zone. I don't like hearing my own voice. I don't like seeing myself on camera. You know, you adapt to that, you get used to that. So all in, yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it now. In the groove, everything's now set up the way it should be. A couple of minor tweaks left to go. But yeah, just a massive shout out to Cheeky Crypto, to Nick, to Chris. Thank you for the platform, and we'll continue to do you wonders.
Man, I don't know how I follow up that speech. I'm not one for you know, doing all that. But yeah, hey, look, the podcast being back, it's giving me something that's been obviously I enjoy it, right? Like I enjoy chatting shit, you know, talking back and forth, talking about things. I don't know everything in crypto. You know, I think I'm mainly here for entertainment purposes. You guys are the brains behind all of the crypto stuff. I enjoy crypto. I love the space. I think it's our Amazon moment, you know, kind of our moment. So hopefully what we bring to the podcast and to the viewers and listeners is beneficial to their journey in crypto as well. I hope that it's, you know, whether it keeps you safe, whether you learn something, you know, hopefully you get at least one tidbit from each podcast that we give out. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of you on here that listen that probably know more than we do. And that's perfectly fine, you know, but you know, Chris, Nick, myself, JB, we've put some money into this, and you know, we're really looking to provide the value to you guys in the long run. So yeah, hey, look, I've enjoyed it. JB, you kind of come into it and you kind of got thrown to the wolves, I guess, at first, and you're definitely making your way. But yeah, hey, look, the banter's been great. Everything's been great so far, and I think what's yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to jump back on before you do carry on with that. So you are the voice of the podcast. I know it may be an argumentative topic there, but having you back on the podcast, you know, you are the voice, you're the intro, you're the relatable voice here. So you've been on for 𝗕𝗘, you know, and I think it's most beneficial thing is obviously having Chris on's brilliant. Chris's brain, having it on there, great. Nick's just next level when he's on here. I just come on and try to talk about what I know about. Having you on here, man, you're the voice of this podcast. You know, it's just a thank you for you to coming back to it.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's you know, we all have families, right? Like, so we try to, you know, you work a long weekly job, like trying to put it all together and get it all in is it's a challenge. I don't think a lot of people know, like Chris might be in the Discord all the time, but he's also editing all of the videos and editing all of the podcasts. And I don't think Chris and Nick get enough like recognition as to what they actually do in the background, right? Like, so they might get a lot of shit on YouTube and all this stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that those guys do in the background that you guys don't see. So anyway, shout out to those guys. They've created an enormous space. They've created a safe place for people in crypto to feel comfortable, and they've given us this platform to continue on. And look, the gaming one is going to be next level. Like, Nick is really diving into making this work for 4 or 5 people to be on at the same time and doing that. I think it's something that's not been done. I mean, even the software is not even out there for it to be done, right? So I think that's a space that's it's going to be a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun on my own Twitch, just, you know, figuring things out, you know, dropping in some Warzone. And yeah, I mean, hey, look, 2023 is going to be an interesting year. I don't even know how to get into 2023 yet, because I just feel like 2020, even though 2022 still has 5 more days left, I still feel like anything could still happen in 2022. Davey, yeah. What's your thoughts, man?
Did, man, we seen that in the news the other night, potential escalations around the world, stuff like that. You know, even good things could happen as well, though, guys. You know what I mean? It's not all doom and gloom. There could be something
something positive could happen. You never know.
No, Ripple SEC could settle before the year's out. It's not going to happen. We know it's not going to happen, but
Dear
anything
God.
can happen in this space. I think that's the beauty of the space we are in. Is nobody knows what's happening next. Anything can happen. Yeah, it's just such a fascinating place to be.
Well, yesterday Ripple was going crazy. Yeah, I think the Ripple thing gets settled this year. I do. At some point next year. Sorry, yeah, going next year. I keep forgetting that, but yeah. Well, 2022 recap for me, since I wasn't on there, was, I mean, dude, I just, there was so much that happened in 2022. It feels like a very long, drawn out year of negative shit. And that's all that I can just, if you bottle it into a pile of shit and throw 2022 in the middle of it and then mix it all together, that's 2022, in my opinion, because hacks and the Luna collapse and Celsius and Voyager, and then, everything just seemed so negative in 2022. I think 2023 is going to start out maybe a little negative, but then I think we're finally going to be off to like having very positive podcasts. Hey, can you believe Bitcoin went up 12% today? Like those types of conversations, I think, are coming back soon. It's going to take a while, but eventually we're going to get there. And I think that the outlook on crypto regulation coming in, I think the FTX thing is going to speed up regulation, which will help investors get back into the market once that comes back. And that'll be an exciting time for all of us because we'll be hopefully buying close to the bottom.
Can you believe that Luna was this year? It feels like 2-3 years ago.
It does. It really does feel like forever ago. But what, it was 6 months ago.
Yeah. And then we see off the back of that it still happens again with FTX. Lessons weren't learned here. Lessons weren't learned this year. Hopefully they're learned next year. Hopefully we don't see this happen again. I don't think we're going to see it happen again. We spoke about the positives that may come out, like some regulations and stuff. We could spiral here. But to think that Luna was this year, it doesn't feel it. It feels like it was last year, the year before, you know what I mean? It just doesn't feel like it was only just a few months back.
This year's been a very long year.
Yeah.
I will say that on many fronts.
What are you looking forward to next year? Because obviously we never had the chance to ask you on the collab podcast. So what are you looking forward to for 2023? What's your roadmap for 23? Let's call it that.
My roadmap as far as how I think 2023 is going to go.
How you think it's going to go, where you want to be in this space, projects, what are you big on?
So I think 2023, the first quarter is going to be brutal. I think it's going to be a very red, long drawn out, painful experience the first quarter. Then I think things will settle. And then I think we'll crab walk our way through the rest of 2023. And then I think the bottom of the bear market, I feel like will happen sometime in quarter one. And then I think that we start the slow recovery back to, Nick said it last night on one of the shorts, like all-time highs are not anywhere in our near future. Like it's going to be a year, 2 years, but to not see our portfolios continue to go down and finally start working their way back up, I think that's what's going to happen in 2023 overall. As far as projects are concerned, I mean, I'm still bullish on the same ones. VeChain's roadmap just came out and it looks unbelievable. The whole passport thing that they're working on, the digital passport, I think that's going to be huge, huge globally. I still think that the VeChain being in Walmart in China is still a pilot that could potentially be something that's big worldwide. Obviously if Walmart adopts VeChain, everyone's going to adopt VeChain, right? Because Walmart's just such a big conglomerate of a business. So I'm very bullish on VeChain going into 2023. The roadmap looks sick. It's actually something I think we need to cover a little bit more of in the podcast coming soon. Obviously Cardano still very bullish on. I'm probably only going to be invested in maybe 10 or 11 projects in 2023.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the 15 to 20. I just can't keep up with it. My business, hey, look, my business is, I'm blessed right now. We're booked until May and we're not even into 2023 yet. And so that's a good thing. So hopefully the recession just is quick and gone. And then my business continues to boom. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think 2023 is going to start out bad and then it's going to end up very good. So
Yeah, it's good to hear. So we spoke personally about our lives as well. We talk off the podcast. That's not news to anybody, but you know, like your personal roadmap, your business, everything that's going on, you know, everything there's fantastic. And we're, as a team, we're delighted to know that, you know, all the members here are safe in themselves as well as being on here. So, you know, it's great to hear that business is good.
Yeah, business is good. Obviously, COVID was a scare. I mean, you know, you never want to see your kid, you know, get COVID, 2.5 years old. So, but hey, look, he was acting like it won't even there, running around like a wild man. So, yeah, look, business is good. Just got to keep it going. You know, I mean, I got crushed last year with crypto. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I lost a lot of money in crypto. When I look back on it, the amount of money that I lost in crypto is insane. Like my parents would probably kill me if they knew how much money I lost. My body would probably be even more mad because of how hard I work for the money. Yeah. So, but you know, it's, you live and you learn, and the space can be, like I've always said, the Wild Wild West. And you can't trust everything you hear. You have to be careful with what you're investing in. You got to do research. I didn't research shit back in the day, and I'm still really bad at research, but at least I know Chris does the research, and you know, I'm kind of only involved with 10 projects. So all I got to do is follow 10 projects. I try not to overexpose myself. Trust me, there's like 15 or 20 that I'd love to be involved with. You know, I'd love to be involved with some other layer ones, and you know, like Polkadot, it's kind of for me on the fence. Like, not sure if I want to get involved or not. You know, it's been in the back of my mind, but there's 10 projects to me that are in the front of my mind that they owe me money, basically. I think that's the problem. I can't get away from the projects that still owe me money from the last big drop. So how many projects are you going to be involved with, JB? I'm just curious. I don't think I've ever asked you that.
I think I will be around that number. For me, being more than 10, it's not unmanageable, but I don't feel it to be wise. Now, I only say that as if my portfolio was divided equally between them, it's easy to control that way. You know, 10 projects, 10%. It won't be like that. You know, I've already told you guys, 𝗕𝗓 for me is going to be 40%. I'm so big on 𝗕𝗓. Cardano is just such a fascinating project. It's fantastic. The use cases, the projects that are attaching themselves to there, everything that's going to come out with Cardano, I feel it's going to be a powerhouse in this space. And we've said it on here before, we've said it on the main channel. It won't be long, relatively speaking, until it surpasses Ethereum. Now, with that being said, there's other projects, there's interviews that we're actually doing right now, not as we speak, but you know, there's another couple of fascinating projects that are coming to light. So things do keep changing, but yeah, my target, it'll never be more than 15, but I don't want to be that high. 10 is the key number for me.
Well, speaking of Cardano, I overexposed myself to Cardano. So last night in the pump that it got, I actually offloaded a little bit because I put too much in. So, and I'm starting to look, I'm still very bullish, just like you on Cardano, but I'm starting to flip more bullish on VeChain. And I only say that because the roadmaps that VeChain continues to put out, and just the things that they're doing is, look, Cardano is doing the same thing, right? They're doing their own thing, and VeChain does their own thing. I think another one that I want to dig maybe a little bit into and maybe take a peek at is Algorand. But I also don't want to. I don't know. I'm back and forth on Algorand. So that's one that I might like, that's one of like maybe 11th or 12th that I might be like kind of taking a peek at.
The thing with Algorand is obviously all in spoke about it on the previous podcast, and so like it has government backing already. So it does have the fundamental groundwork there to be a huge project.
Sure.
For me, it's just a boring project. Everything there works. It does what it's meant to do. It's just not exciting. So
well, it already works.
Yeah, I've just never, my problem is I've never been there, because in my head, I'm like, right, if it already works, where's its potential to go further?
Right.
So I'm looking right now, pick one out there's AGIX or 𝗕𝗓, you know, I'm big on them anyway, but they're still in development. They're still in, let's call it beta mode. They're still to have their time in the sun. So that's why I'm more hyped up for them over projects that do, as we said, already worked. You said obviously like say Cardano and 𝗕𝗓, we're obviously so big on them because they're the kind of projects that I like, because they have the networking in place. They have the footwork already there to become these massive powerhouses in this space. So we've spoke a lot of sense right here. I like it. But yeah, as you said, the Algorand, it's just, for me, it's horrible to say it. It's a boring project. It just does everything in a not exciting way. And that's why I don't think I'm huge on it. But again, it is a solid project. And I do think it will be a wise thing to invest in, and it will do well, yeah.
Well, I think that you brought up AGIX, and I know we always talk about the same projects, but guys, guys, gals, whatever, like, you guys got to look at these projects, like, and the sectors that they're in. The reason that we continue to talk about them, Chris and Nick smashed 2020 with crypto, and they made a fucking fortune off of it, right? And that's because they did the research, they looked into it from a technical side and from a project side. AGIX, that whole Singularity Net family, AI is talked about relentlessly, right? On all podcasts, on all news networks, AI is the talk, and Singularity is at the forefront with Dr. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 of AI. And AGIX in itself, look, we're waiting for AGIX to come down to prices that we want. And I think eventually it's going to come down, but that's a project right now that is like continuing to just step its way up. And I think it's because AI just keeps getting this chatter about it. And I think it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think that's a project that obviously I'm involved with 𝗕𝗪 already. I got my bags packed for 𝗕𝗪. I got my bags packed for 𝗕𝗪, just waiting for some other prices to come down. But yeah, I think it's the same projects for me. I don't think I'm going to steer away from anything that I'm already involved with. It's going to be about 10 projects, and that's it.
We've got a couple of exciting ones that we do talk about quite regularly. You've got like 𝗕𝗪𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗠𝗡, QSP. I'm just having a quick look at the list here. What else?
Lossless,
Sand, Matic. There's hundreds of projects out there that they look so good, and it's just so hard to narrow down where you want to be in the space. So it is just the fundamental side behind it. Hell, Quant, the projection for Quant that Nick put out, it looks fantastic. So it is just getting your head around.
I removed Quant from my list.
Interesting.
I removed Quant from my list, and it was based off of one of Nick's TA videos,
right?
That he did. If it goes now, look, if Quant goes down to like $20, different chat, right? Like, so I think we're a couple months from where we need to be. I think we've said this time and again, though, we're inching our way closer. So those of you listening in, you need to know what projects you're going to want to get involved with, because this could play out very quickly, where it could take 2 weeks and everything just drops and then we go right back up, or it could just grind its slow way down. So just know what projects you want to get involved with. I think that for me, like, I've picked a range of say 10 to 15 that I know I want to be involved with. I've written them down. I know what I want to be, where I want to be, and where I want to allocate my money. That is still trying to figure that one out. But go ahead.
Are you still in Kadena?
I will be buying some Kadena. And one of the reasons why I'll be buying some Kadena is, look, I know Chris doesn't rate it very, very well, but the project survived through all of this. They have a lot going for it. They still putting out roadmaps. They're still developing. They're still doing things that has never been done before. Like Nick said, like, what's the purpose of it? Clearly there is a purpose. They have investors. They're surviving the bear market. So something's there. Now, when all of crypto goes back up, Kadena is going to go back up with all of crypto, right? Just like everything's going to go back up. So I really just want to get my money back from Kadena. I invested very high on Kadena. It's trading at like 89 cents right now. I think I bought my first bit of Kadena at $24. So I lost a lot of money on Kadena, and I want my money back. So I also like the project, though. I mean, I don't know a ton about it, but I still think that it's a unique project, and for it to survive means it has a lot behind it. The team is incredible. Chris will tell you the team is incredible. They just don't understand why it exists. It basically mirrors Bitcoin in a way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe there'll be a use case. Maybe they're trying to be more on like a government level. Like maybe governments will be able to use Kadena in that sense, like where B-Chain is more at like a corporate level, where if that makes sense, corporate and like consumer level. I don't think 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓 is going to be at that level. They do have an NFT marketplace and all that stuff, but what's your Hail Mary? Do you have a Hail Mary like I do for 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗓? Do you have one? Let me say, do you have a soft spot for one?
Yeah, we spoke about it a couple of times. It's not a soft spot. It's more that it done me well, and it was Lunar Classic. Now I've got no affiliate.
I almost spit my drink out.
I've got no bullishness.
You didn't want to say that either. You did not even want to say it.
The only reason behind it is it made me a good return when I jumped in. I think of 6th of June or something. I jumped in. It made a good return. I've profited off it. I've took back what I've put in. I profited off it. I got my NFT, my Board 8 Golf Club. So it's just when I first started reading up on Lunar Classic, you know, what kind of got me was the idea behind it was to help those who lost out through what happened with Luna, kind of like community-driven project, help folk try and rescue back some of the money they had. Whether that is the case for Lunar Classic, we don't know. I need to do a hell of a lot of reading into it. But if that is the case for that, the target is for the folk that have lost so heavily on the lunar crash is for them to then, you know, like the average consumers to gain back the money that they lost through Luna. If that is the target for that project, then, you know, that's great. And I'll be like super high and I'll be mega behind it. We just don't know enough about it. It's just the crap you see on Twitter. It's just, you know, it's hard to narrow it down.
It's going to turn into a meme coin.
Oh no, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. I think it'd be too hard for them to do what is spoken about on, let's just call it Twitter. But a proper project that I'm actually behind is 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. That's my soft spot. I just think it's such a fantastic project.
It's a fun project. They just launched the B&B side of it too.
Yeah. So the Dynasets just,
yeah.
I mean,
which that's just going to keep growing.
If somebody said to you, you know, like I need a bot that's going to trade my money for me and make me money. This is what's fundamentally what.
Well, they use AI, right?
Yes,
that's essentially
exactly.
Yeah. The whole company of Singularity, the conglomerate that 𝗕𝗏, AGIX, NewNet, and all these other projects are underneath. The whole thing is AI driven, right? So that's what makes the Dynasets so unique. And what did I think recently it came out. How much is it trading against hedge funds? 30%.
Yeah, I couldn't pull the figure out.
I think at 1%. I think at one point it was like 30% better than hedge funds or something like that. Something ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a
even
unique
the first
project.
Dynaset though. The first Dynaset was a 60% return.
Oh shit!
The Bitcoin one. Do you know what I mean? So that was just the first one though. Do you know what I mean? It's had other ones since. But you know, somebody new into the space, it just be like, you know, can I not just have something there that's going to trade for me, make me money? Well, this is what you want. Here you want these Dynasets, and 𝗕𝗏 we're providing this for you. I think it's just a fantastic thing. But you also called out NewNet. We had the interview with NewNet, and it was again these interviews. These are the next level in the space that the Cheeky Crypto are putting out there. These interviews are telling you what the projects are doing, the roadmaps, and why we need them in the space. Now the NewNet interview, it was so fruitful for us because we've seen how they're going to work, what they're looking to do next, and they're now approaching people like, come and work with us. We can, you know, we can do some like fantastic things coming up here. So yeah, there's a lot of exciting things going on.
Are you so here's a soft topic, well, not a soft topic, but a difficult conversation for most in the space. Are you getting involved with Harmony again?
No.
Why?
Why would I? Obviously, you guys spoke about Harmony a lot before. Everyone's left Harmony that was important in my eyes. This is my take on it. Everyone that was important to Harmony's left. The majority are now at Findora. We don't hear enough from the team at Harmony, the new team. I've not personally seen enough to give me any confidence in them. I'm not saying it's a bad project and it's going to fail, it's going to zero. I just don't have enough backing, let's say, for that project. I don't hear enough news.
Your confidence is lost.
I'm not happy. Yeah, if I don't hear news, I'm not happy about a project. You need to constantly hear news. There is some projects when they're silent in the space, silence is good, no news is good news, but the likes of Harmony, for them to lose so many key members, and then say nothing, it kills a lot of confidence in projects.
Yeah.
And that is the main reason I'm just not interested.
I agree with you. I'm torn because Harmony project itself owes me money. So, and I say, look, I say projects owe me money. Look, it's my mistake for buying into some of the stuff too high, right? But I do want to get my money back from the whales that dumped their shit on me. So I want to eventually dump it back on the whales. That's kind of how I look at it. So did Harmony also bring in some new people? Yes, but they lost a lot of core people. They lost, I would say, a lot of investors' confidence in the project. And we're waiting for them to give us confidence back.
Yeah,
because where we're at, it's where I sit with Harmony. But I was going through my list, just seeing what other projects. Obviously, we're all very bullish on Polygon. Oh, I got one for you. Are you going to get involved with 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘?
I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about
it. That's Jed coin.
That's I've spoke about it again before, that I'm excited about it. It's the algorithmic stablecoin. I just don't know enough about it. I don't know how the token is going to fluctuate with the market. You know, being an algorithmic stablecoin, we haven't seen it before. So I want to maybe see how it starts off, how volatile a coin it may be. It may not be. It may be one of the most stable things in the space, as it is an algorithmic stablecoin. So for me, I want to kind of see, I want to see it start. I want to see more news about it, read more about it. I've only read maybe a quarter of the white paper, or the light paper that I'd seen. So yeah, I don't have enough knowledge on it to be big on it yet. So yeah, it's one of the things I'm guilty of. I've just not looked enough at it. But for what I have seen, an algorithmic stablecoin has not been done properly. Well, we've not seen it. So yeah, I'm very big to see it come out. I'd like a good stablecoin that we can rely on, and Jed may just be that one.
Yeah, I was involved with it in the beginning, but we'll see. It's on my list. I just don't. It depends on what price it gets to. Same for that, like 𝗗𝗪 and 𝗲𝗂 and things like that. But let's bring to wrap things up. I don't know how you want to wrap things up today. Do we want to leave just final thoughts? Or are we? Let me clarify with you. Are we doing a New Year's podcast?
Yeah, I think we're doing a New Year's Eve podcast. That'll be
okay.
We're looking for that to be quite a big podcast. That's going to be quite a special one.
We don't need to do wrap up our final thoughts on the year, blah blah blah. No, stuff.
That's we're going to have a special one for that. I've got a few plans. I've been trying to move a few things in the background here with everybody to make quite a big special podcast here. Yes. So yeah, look forward to that. Sorry
to our listeners. I am the worst at schedules and things. I just show up and they say, hey, this is what we're talking about for the day. So I apologize for not knowing that. I am starting to lose my voice. I don't know if you can hear that or not. All right, so let's wrap things up. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. What are they going to be? Trade safe in the space. I'll leave it at that every single time. I'm just looking here. We're looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just dumped on a 1 hour candle, right? The market, when this dumped, it was oversold and it's still dumped. So guys, trade safe in the space. It's the one thing we'll always drive to, just trade safe in the space. Stop losses, be tight with your stop loss. Gains, get those gains, make them good. Let's everybody prevail here.
Yeah, I think I'd like to leave everything with never buy green candles. If you're going to buy and you need to DCA on red days. I think that's the biggest thing. That is one lesson that if I could teach anyone, that if you're going to buy and you have to buy and your hands just I gotta move, gotta buy something today, buy red days. Today is probably going to be a red day. So if you're looking to DCA, we still got further to go down, but go ahead.
We'll put in the link of this description. We'll jump on the game channel. We're pushing that. This is going to be good. This is going to be special. This is going to work. It's going to be something you've not seen before. And it's going to be engaging. So like you can come into the gaming channel, you can play with us, talk with us. This is going to be big in 23. This is big aim for 23 is to make the gaming channel something that hasn't been seen before. It's not even my channel. It's our channel. It's Nick and Chris's. It's their baby. We need to push this, develop this into the most engaging thing in the space. So yeah, we'll make sure the links are in the description. Follow on that channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. The same here in this podcast. Like and subscribe. Help this team out.
Yeah, we're close to 2,500 and we got 6,000 in Discord. Like, let's go. We need the subs. Let's get it. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for listening in. Make sure you smash that like and the subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.